Hey, what's up, students? Welcome to another episode of Next Level Students. In today's episode, we'll be talking about value system, toxic relationships, and what I'm struggling with most these days. Episode 54 of Next Level Students. Let's get it. All right, question number one. What you got?
How are your values different from when you were younger?
Okay, good. So value system. So I'll be honest, when I was young, I didn't value education. I didn't value teachers. So I really didn't even value myself. I would put my classmates, my friends sometime before me. I was doing what I knew I shouldn't be doing because I wanted to fit in. I was trying to figure things out. Then when I got it together, I did well, graduated from high school, went to college, but then my value was like, how many women can I get? I found value in that, like what kind of cars I drive. And I was shallow. I had to get to a point where I was at peace with who I am. So no matter what I was wearing or who was on my arm or what I was driving did not equate to the value of the work that I had. And so I'll say the same thing is for you. Some of you watching this, you might not have the gear, the clothes that you feel like is in, so you might feel like you ain't, man, bump that. Your value system should be in education, because you'll look up and you'll be successful and you'll be able to buy whatever you want to buy. You'll be able to change that thing. You might not like your community now, but you can change your zip code later if you want to. So my value system had to change. There was a time when, depending on what car I drove, that's when I found my worth and my value. I don't value vehicles like that now. I'll be seeing some nice trucks and whips, but I don't get caught up in that. My truck right now I drive is 12 years old. People see me, they like, yo, I figured I could probably buy something new. I got good credit. I could go get a brand new Escalade right now. My value ain't there though. I'd rather take the money and the wealth and what we're building in my credit to buy a new house for my family, or to get a truck that can build residual long-term income for me and my family. So value systems change. I once was blind, but now I see. When I was a child, I thought as a child. But when I became an adult, I put away childish things. So right now, you young, you trying to figure out what you like, what's cool, what's not cool. That's cool, but you're gonna get to a point in your life where things are gonna start to change. You're gonna start valuing relationships. You're gonna start valuing people to give their word and honor and integrity. You're gonna start valuing hard work. Like when I was young, I didn't value hard work. I was just trying to skip out of things. But now that I own companies, I need people who work hard, who do what they say they're gonna do when they're going to do it. You see what I'm saying? So as I got older, there are things I started to value that when I was young, I didn't value it because there was really not a need to value it. So I would just say, kind of keep your mind around that. My advice to you watching this right now, value education, value your teachers who don't have to be here. They can go in any other career field, but they chose to be here. Find value and work in you doing what you say you're gonna do when you're gonna do it. Like right now, I'm battling a cold. I've got all sorts of congestion up here, but I'm still here recording. I'm still here with my team. We got the lights, we do what we do. Why? Because that's what I'm supposed to be doing. I gotta be in Cordova, California tomorrow, speaking for a few schools there. But guess what? I'm here right now doing what I gotta do, bump how I'm feeling. So I do what I gotta do so I can one day do what I wanna do. And I'm making the sacrifice for you. I don't get paid for this. Think about it. I ain't got a crazy YouTube following. I don't get paid no money for this. This stuff take time. It take money to film it, to edit it, to upload it, to send it out. But we do it because we said we was going to do it, and we making a commitment to you. So I value you, and I want you to value you. So you watch this video, you get this content, you get this thing inside your spirit. You're going to go from one level to the next. You're unstoppable. There's nothing that you can't do. But what separates the weak from the strong, what separates the failure from success is those people who are willing to sacrifice and move past motivation and start operating off a principle. And I want you all to be young men and women of principle, young men and women of stature, and I'll see y'all at the top. Question number 2, what you got?
Why do some people remain in abusive relationships?
Great question. So let's tie question number 2 into question number 1. For those of y'all in the back, the question was, why do people remain in abusive relationships? Like, that's a problem. You know what I'm saying? And you know what? We could tie it back to the values. They don't value themselves. Now, you got some people that might want to leave an abusive relationship, but they're afraid to. That's one thing. But then you have those who can get out, who can leave that person and say thanks but no thanks, but they stay there because they don't want to be alone. I know grown folk today, I'm thinking specifically of a friend of mine that's in a relationship that's not good for her. My man does not do right by her, but she don't want to be alone. And if she just knew her worth, if she just knew her value, if she knew how special she was, if she knew you ain't gotta tolerate that, she would have been left that, but she's still struggling with that. So I will say this for you, whether you're a male or a female, because that domestic abuse, that violence, it goes both ways. If you're in a relationship with somebody who physically or verbally or emotionally abuses you, you don't have to stay in that relationship. And the reason that people stay there is because they don't value themselves. But if you knew how special, if you knew how valuable, if you knew how precious you were, you would tell yourself, I ain't supposed to be here. I deserve better, and you do deserve better. So I don't care how cute she is. I don't care how handsome he is. I don't care what kind of car he or she might drive. If that thing is toxic and then it's not healthy for you, they don't want to see you win. They're not encouraging you. They're not pouring into you. Like if it's the opposite of love, if it's based off of fear, don't stay in a relationship because of fear. You know what I'm saying? Don't be afraid to be alone. Sometimes you got to be single. I have people often that might send me emails or DMs. He left me, she left me, I don't know what I'm gonna do. You're gonna live your life and they're gonna look up in the future and be like, man, I made a mistake. But move on. I promise y'all hear me right now. I married my wife, that's my girl, Tracy Chanel Anderson. She bad too, you know what I'm saying? But let me tell you something about my wife. Before I met her, when I was in my adulthood, I was madly in love like 3 other times before. I just knew I was gonna marry them. Wrong. Y'all young, so take it easy. I know that person you with now, you love them so much, but you don't know what the future gonna hold. You might not even remember their last name 5, 10, 15 years from now, so take it easy. Value yourself and who you are, and don't let nobody else put a number or worth on top of your name. You are indescribably more powerful and more special and more rare that you know. But if you don't value yourself, nobody else will. All right, question number 3, what you got?
What's the hardest part in your life right now?
Yeah, so that's a great question, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Like, people think for me things is peachy. I have my own crosses I gotta carry. I got my own stuff I deal with in my personal and private life, you know what I'm saying? And so I'll say this, the biggest obstacle that I'm facing right now, it's in leadership. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still trying to learn how to be the best leader. You know what I'm saying? My wife tells me, you know what I'm saying, now I got to get better in certain areas. So I'm trying to get better in certain areas. But like, how do I handle, when an employee is late? Or how do I handle if an employee leaves our company? Like, we just lost, one of our team members, and it hurt. You hate to see somebody go, but I wish them nothing but the best. People move on in life. So it's like, okay, how do we recalibrate? Who do we find to fit that role? And then there's so much uncertainty. Like during the summertime, I'm not traveling and speaking in schools like that because y'all out of school. So I do more professional development. So it's like, okay, what is the summer gonna look like? We're launching a new curriculum, y'all, K through 12. It's like, how's the curriculum gonna take off? Like, is there really gonna be the demand? So it's the marketing. So it's just a lot that's on my shoulders. And we have a company and our employees have families, you know what I'm saying? And there's so much that we want to be able to do for them. So those are just some of the different things. So it's not easy, you know what I'm saying? Being in my position, traveling, speaking, always pouring into people, but not really having that many people that pour back into you, that thing can be rough and challenging. So I gotta be strong out here when I'm speaking, then I gotta be strong for my team, gotta be strong for my family, but I'm a man of faith, you know what I'm saying? So I get filled up myself. I wake up early in the morning and I'm like, okay, before I have to be here for the world, let me make sure I have my connection. Let me make sure I'm good. Let me make sure I fill up my love tank. But that can be hard, the uncertainty. And sometimes that's how I feel you probably feel. There's so many uncertainties. Some of you are trying to figure out, am I going to get into college next year? Am I going to be able to have enough money to going to school? I'm the first one in my family to go to college. Or maybe you're thinking like, man, I'm going to high school next year. Like leaving middle school and going to high school, what do we expect? Like, look, y'all, that's life. But what we do is we don't run from it. We run to it. So with them uncertainties, you just say, okay, life, give me your best shot. But what I'm not gonna do is I'm not gonna cower. I'm not gonna run away. You know what I'm saying? You give me your best shot. I'm gonna connect with those around me, my peer, my support group, and I'm gonna fight and I'm gonna move forward. And so that's my word for you all. Let's close out this episode with this right here. Life is filled with uncertainties. Things go wrong. Things catch you off guard, but you gotta be able to roll with the punches. And I think that's what makes the great, when you don't sit back and complain and whine, oh, this happened to me. Ooh, that hurt. That sucked. Wish that didn't happen, but you know what? I don't have to stay in that place. It didn't happen to me, it happened for me. And because of this situation, I'm gonna get stronger from it. So I want you all to be encouraged and wait till you hear about this next level student of the week. Like this student right here is on some next level stuff. And this is what I'm gonna tell you about when we talk about going to that next level and we talk about the power of accepting whatever happens and kind of going through troubled times. Like you'll be surprised what happens when you hunker down and you say, I will not give up and I will not get in. Next level student of the week, let's get it. right, so y'all want to talk about, what are some hard things I'm dealing with? Here's the reality. Some of the stuff I'm dealing with might not even amount to what you're dealing with in your life right now. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you ask me what was the hardest thing I ever had to deal with, that's a different question. Here's the reality. Everybody got something they got to go through. Everybody has a struggle. In today's Next Level Student of the Week, let me introduce y'all to my man, Trey Lawson. Listen to me, y'all. Trey has a phenomenal and a powerful story. He was the #1 hurdler in the state of Georgia. Georgia's a big state, y'all. The #1 high school track hurdler in the state. He could have went to several different universities on a full scholarship, but one day, coming home from a track meet, he had a bad accident, and he had 4 injuries to his brain, chest injuries, spinal injuries. He went through a lot. Woke up in the hospital room, like, what happened to me? No feeling in his legs. After weeks, no feeling. Then finally the feeling came back. And 14 months later, he was able to walk across the track and take steps with the walker. Come on, y'all, think about this for a second. The #1 hurdler in Georgia now was having to walk around a track, you know what I'm saying, with the walker. That's hard. But guess what? He still put one foot before the other. He's not sitting back cowering. He ain't complaining. He's not griping. He's speaking now. He's encouraging other people. Like, that's what life is all about. You get knocked down, but then you get up. And you might need to get help to get up. And it might take you a while to get up. And eventually you're going to get up and you're going to put one foot before the other. So when we talk about the struggle, when we talk about things we're struggling with, everybody has something we struggle with. Like, life going to sometimes deal us a hand, but we take the hand and we say, let me do the best I can with what I have. And Trey Lawson is our Next Level Student of the Week because he overcomes some extreme adversities. And guess what? His dream of being a track star, his dream of being able to run across that track has not left him. And every single day when he wakes up, that's something that he pursues. Trey Lawson, you are our Next Level Student of the Week. And every other student that's watching this right here, be cautious. Because some of y'all, sometimes you complaining. I wish I had this, I wish I had that. And there are people every single day that are grateful for what they have. And they want what you have. So be grateful for what you have. Be cautious of complaining. Always grateful, but never settle. There's greatness inside you, and there's nothing that you can't have an experience, but you're going to have to put that work in, and life is going to hit you. The question is can you swing back? Can you get up after you take a few blows, and you keep pressing forward? And I believe you all can do it. All right, have a great day, and I'll see y'all next week. Peace. Hey, what's up, my people? Look, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and check this out. I've got so many more in store for you. So subscribe and do me a favor. Please leave me a comment, an emoji, a thumbs up, something. Let me know you're feeling it. Me and my team put so much energy, time, and effort into it, and it's free for you. Just let me know you're feeling what we putting out here, and I'll see y'all real soon. Leave a comment. Peace.